If you're thinking about buying the CF Moto 450MT, then there are a few things that you really should know before you do. I've been riding this bike for quite some time now, on the road, off-road, in the rain, and in all sorts of conditions. And there are a few things that I've learned which might surprise you. Some are good surprises, but some of the things you probably wouldn't have heard before. So let's get into the top 5 things that you should know before spending your money on the CF Moto 450MT. What is up guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Laurent, and as you've just heard, in this video we'll be talking about the CF Moto 450MT and if it's actually worth what it is. For my first point, let's talk about how capable the bike really is. So the biggest surprise, let's talk about how capable this bike really is. It delivers 44 horsepower with the 449cc engine, which is a twin parallel cylinder engine. The engine is great, I've had no issues with it whatsoever, and we're getting close to 7,500 kilometers now. For the time that I've had it, which is probably since around 1,500 kilometers on the bike, I've traveled a lot of distance with this bike, so I can really say that I'm getting the feel for it now. So let's talk about it first on the road. On the road, the bike is far more than capable than I expected at first. I went to test ride the bike and instantly I was mind blown. I really enjoyed it and the feel for it was instantly there. And yeah, taking it off-road is really good fun. The power delivery is really smooth, and I must mention that I have changed it to a 15 teeth sprocket, which definitely helps doing so. Also, the bike has had the ECU remapped and updated, so the snatchy throttle is pretty much completely gone. I would probably say it has improved the bike by 90% and the way it really feels. So off-road, 44 horsepower is way more than I actually need myself. If you get into a certain situation, the bike is powerful enough to get you out and really put that power down where you need it. A little bit about the suspension. The suspension is also great. I'm still running the stock suspension and I've not really had any issues. I have heard multiple people changing the suspension and they did say that it improved the bike like completely. But yeah, I've not gotten around to that yet. And like I say, the stock suspension has been great for me so far. I also do ride with a pillion sometimes, so the rear shock is adjustable. I've currently got it set to my weight, which is about 85 kilos. But even when there's 2 of us on the bike, we never bottom out and the bike really delivers as it should. So overall, for the capability, so for riders coming from adventure bikes or dual sport bikes, this bike is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's great on-road and it also delivers really well off-road. I highly do recommend it. I mean, the confidence it gives me on the road, but also off-road is great, but it also doesn't let it get to your head because the power isn't like a 100 horsepower adventure bike. So this definitely is a really, really good bike if you're looking to upgrade. So for point number 2, let's move on to the weight of the bike. So for point number 2, the weight of the bike. Considering how agile it feels, it is more on the heavy side. I mean, the bike comes in at stock about 175 kilos, but once you put fuel in it, you're obviously at about 195. Plus you throw on some of your accessories like I've done with the bash plate, the radiator guard, your crash bars. You know, you change certain things and that weight really does start to add up. So probably this bike right now, I've not actually had it weighed, but I would assume it's around 205 to 210 at max in kilos. But I mean, you can reduce that weight and come back down again slightly by changing certain things like the battery. Other things, I could remove the crash bars to save some weight. But probably for the main 2 things I would say is the battery, which I'm yet still to do, and the headers coming out from the engine for your exhaust. Otherwise, the bike definitely, like I say, it does feel agile. I mean, the weight carries really low to the ground, which is nice, and that's probably why it gives you that confidence that the bike doesn't feel as heavy. It is quite nimble once you kind of get the feel for it, like I'm starting to, especially when you take it off-road. You turn ABS off and boom, there you go, off it is. You can control it really well, but when it does come to the side of things where, you know, you drop it, Yeah, it can definitely be quite heavy to pick up. I've had multiple instances where I've had to pick up the bike on my own, and there has been times I struggled. I'll be completely honest. You know, it's not a light bike compared to some of your dual sport bikes, which I've also rode and dropped, and they were a lot easier to pick up. Over time, like anything, you know, you get the experience, you get the right technique, and it is okay. Just maneuvering and pushing the bike around feels absolutely fine as well. Yeah, overall for the weight, you know, like I say, it's on the heavy side, but it definitely feels agile and it gives you the confidence that it isn't heavy. And of course, on the road, the weight definitely helps. When you're on a windy day, we were coming back from Thetford Forest the other week with my friend Gabriel. He's on a dual sport bike, the CRF 250 Rally, and the wind was really taking him. Me being on a heavier bike, on a heavy, you know, adventure bike, it wasn't affecting me as much as it was affecting him. I could hold 70 miles an hour really fine, and obviously for him, getting to 70 miles an hour was definitely a struggle because the wind was just too much. So, you know, of course, on the flip side, for your off-road, it can definitely have an impact on how that affects you and the bike itself. So now let's move on to the build quality and the reliability of the CF Moto 450MT. So for point number 3, the quality and the reliability of the CF Moto 450MT. Let's be honest, CF Moto used to get a lot of criticism for the quality of their product. And I mean, the 450MT could be the turning point for CF Moto. The 450MT, the 800MTX, great bikes, and it feels that they've really upped their game. So the paint is quality. It was really, really nice. Obviously, you can't see that right now because it's got stickers on, but even down to the welds are great. They're not messy. They don't look ugly. You know, they're really clean welds overall. And also, look, I've ridden the bike, like I said, through all sorts of terrain, through the dust, the mud. I mean, it's been dropped in bigger puddles and the bike's been absolutely fine. There's not been any corrosion, no faulty wires, nothing like that. The bike has handled everything really well so far. And like I say, don't forget that I am getting close to 7,500 kilometers, so it is definitely getting there. So also talking about the screen, I know you can see quite a few screens here at the moment, but I've also got the CarPride display installed here. Otherwise it would just be the standard and the Aochi that I currently use. But for the CarPride, there's a link over here. You'll be able to click that and go check out that video, because one of you guys will be receiving this CarPride device for completely free. So make sure to click that and go check out how to enter. Otherwise, there'll be some information in the description of this video as well. But yeah, back to the screen, the display is great. I mean, you can choose from 2 different options how you want the display to look. I've gone with the one that was on the test bike that I rode. It was really nice. I like the way that looked, and yeah, it shows you, you know, your battery voltage. You can flick through the little menu. You've got some buttons here. It gives you what you need. For the fuel, it shows you how many miles you're expected to do. It's almost like on your car, you know, you have your sort of fuel tank level. It shows you how much fuel's in the tank, but it also calculates, depending on how you ride, the miles you'll be able to ride, the way you're riding, if that makes sense. So that was a lot of riding, but I think you know what I mean. But yeah, overall the screen is great, and yeah, I have no problems with it whatsoever. Let's move on to point number 4. So point number 4, the dealer parts and availability for the CF Moto 450MT. On the bright side, let's start with that first. The dealers are definitely getting more and more bikes in, and of course that means parts as well. More and more OEM parts are available for the bike if anything obviously goes wrong or that you guys need. On the other hand, Uncle Wang's and of course AliExpress, because it's a Chinese bike, there's tons of products out there, OEM and aftermarket, so you can definitely find a lot of the products out there already. As time goes on, of course, there'll be more and more things coming out for the bike as well. I mean, I've not struggled to find anything myself so far here based in England. But yeah, there's definitely more and more dealers come in. I think one of you guys have commented in my previous videos, saying that the bike is coming to Brazil in 2026, and you guys are super excited for that. So yeah, it definitely just shows that CF Moto as a brand, and of course the bike is overall growing. On the other hand, with the parts, if you're going to a country where you don't have a dealer or the parts take forever to be delivered, that could be an issue. I mean, you're not talking about a Yamaha or a Honda. It's a CF Moto, which is definitely more limited than your bigger brands. So yeah, if you're out in, I don't know, middle of the Sahara Desert in Morocco, you know, and you need certain parts, you could probably struggle in getting some of those parts. Of course, for general servicing, it doesn't take up a lot of room. If you're going out for an adventure and you know you're going to be doing a lot of miles, you can definitely fit it in your luggage somewhere. But of course, if you could get it out where you are going, that would be even more beneficial. But yeah, it's definitely worth looking ahead if you are doing and planning these sort of adventures. But on the bright side of things, the bike has been really reliable. But of course, like we've just mentioned, servicing parts are always required, so it might be worth just taking them with you. So my last and final point, number 5, the value of the CF Moto 450MT. Let's be real, the value is incredibly hard to beat. You're getting a 449cc parallel twin engine that gives 44 horsepower, so that is extremely hard to beat right now, especially with what's out there. Of course, you have your other alternatives, like the Kawasaki Keirin 500 has just been released, but they call it a 500 even though it's a 451cc engine. Let me know in the comments if that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Of course, you have your Himalayan 450 as well, which is a great bike. But yeah, all of these bikes are a lot more, and this bike on the road price comes in at £5,700 here in England. In other countries, you might even find it, you know, cheaper, or could actually be slightly more expensive depending where you're located. But for the price, it is really hard to beat for what you're getting. I mean, the stock suspension is great. A few things could do with an upgrade, don't get me wrong, like especially if you're riding off-road, like we've mentioned, the bash plate, the radiator guard I'd probably recommend as well. But other things like the clutch, you know, definitely the standard clutch levers don't feel the best. I'd recommend changing them. But otherwise, there aren't many things that I'd probably say you'd need to change, only a few things if you are looking to get this bike. For new riders, and obviously like we've said, for riders coming from dual sport or different adventure bikes, this is definitely a great option, and hopefully this video has helped you kind of decide if it is really worth it or not. So honestly, this is probably one of the best in competition right now. The value is hard to beat, and for what you're getting, it's really worth it. Also, I highly recommend the bike, and like I say, I'm not sponsored by CF Moto or anything. The bike has been great for me. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait for more adventures in the future with this bike. So yeah, overall, that's pretty much it for this video. The bike is really fun to ride. It's way more capable than I originally expected, and everything about it so far has been great. Stay tuned for the future videos and reviews that I'll be making on the bike. There are a few other mods that I'm looking to be doing, like I've mentioned already in this video. So that will be quite interesting to see how it feels at the moment, and obviously with future mods as well. But guys, like I say, hopefully this video has helped you make up your mind if you are looking to spend your money on the CF Moto 450MT. But if it has, then make sure to let me know in the comment below, and of course also let me know what you thought of this video. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.